Alright, now, just a couple days ago, I made a modification to my transmitter that solved the main issue that I've had with this transmitter for over a year now. The issue that I had with this transmitter is that I first purchased it brand new, with all its original components, and assembled it at my technical school. It was a college school, and I soldered all the components in, and it works like a charm. This right here is the Ramsey FM10C transmitter. It is a newer revision from the Ramsey FM10A transmitter. It features better frequency stability, but it will still drift every now and then. And it's all new, improved. Basically, it's an improved design over the original Ramsey FM10A. I've read reviews on this transmitter, and people have been saying that they've had problems with the transmitter, just drifting every hour or so. It just wouldn't stay on frequency. Well, this one seems to do pretty good. It only drifts like I could have this transmitter going for 4 days straight, and it'll finally drift. And all I have to do is just stick the tuning tool back into the inductor and nick it back to frequency, and it'll last another 3 or 4 days. It all depends on the temperature of the room. But anyways, the drifting is not the issue with this transmitter. The main issue with this transmitter that I have is the lack of stereo separation that this transmitter has versus commercial stations in my area. Technically, this stereo FM transmitter should have full stereo separation, like any stereo FM transmitter should. Basically, you're playing your music on your laptop, going into your transmitter. This is my setup, nothing special at all. If I play Susie Q by Creedence Clearwater Revival, on first start, the guitar plays on the left channel, and the singer sings directly on the right, and it's only on the right channel. Now, if this transmitter was broadcasting in full stereo, the singer would stay only on the right channel. It would not bleed over into the left channel. This is basically what I'm hearing with this transmitter. Basically, here's the lack of the stereo separation of the Ramsey FM10C. This is you. You have your earbuds in. You're facing the front, and you're listening to Susie Q by Creedence Clearwater Revival now. Okay, the singer sings, and what's coming out of the laptop is perfect. He's on the right channel, only on the right channel. He's staying on the right channel. But once he reaches the transmitter, and then he goes out into the air into your little receiver, he basically sounds like he's coming at you from here. You can slightly hear him on the left side, but you can mostly hear him on the right. He's supposed to sound like this, blasting directly into your right ear. Directly into your right ear. And you're not supposed to hear anything on the left channel. That's what I did. I took my balance on the media controls and threw it all the way to the right. And I still got sound playing in the left channel. It was mostly loud on the right, but you could still hear music in the left channel. So basically I was like, alright, I've had this transmitter for over a year. I wonder if I can do some modifications to the circuit to see if I can get full-fledged stereo separation. Here is the original manual that comes to this basic low-end FM10C transmitter, and here is the schematic. Alright. Damn folds just keep the manual from not staying open. Yeah. Alright. Okay, right here in this area. What is that? Pin 14 and pins 12. No, scratch that. Pins 13 and 14 is the stereo generation circuit. Basically the multiplexed audio. No. That is the stereo generator. The crystal is fine. It's this right here, the multiplexed audio output. There's resistor 8, the pilot. This is the guy that I toyed around with. I placed a couple components across it and noticed that my stereo separation was getting changed, and I liked that fact, so I knew that I could eventually get full stereo separation. So the first thing that I did was took a 180k resistor and put it in parallel with resistor 8. And resistor 8 is also 180k, so it's two 180k resistors in parallel. I noticed that my stereo separation improved a bit, but it still wasn't full-fledged 100% stereo separation like it's supposed to be. So I put the balance all the way to the left, and I noticed that it was pretty much all the way on the left, but it still had the left channel bleeding into the right channel a bit. So I found, I believe it was a 27 picofarad ceramic disc capacitor, the second component that I placed across resistor 8. And I was just absolutely blown away. I placed the capacitor in parallel with resistor 8, and I had full-fledged 100% stereo separation right out of this $50 transmitter, like it's supposed to have. You know, I assembled the circuit, and I went over the entire circuit board at least 3 times in a row when I first built it. Everything was correct. But I placed that capacitor in parallel with resistor 8, and when I threw the balance of the media player, here, I'll show you. Alright, there's the balance control right there. If I threw it all the way to the left after the capacitor is placed, I was only on the left channel, and all I heard on the right was a bunch of hiss. Not loud, but it was just extremely quiet, just a slight bit of pink noise in the background, which is what you're gonna get from, you know, FM receiving and stuff like that. So here's what it looks like inside the transmitter. I'm going to go ahead and get a flashlight real quick so you guys can see. It's temporarily put in the circuit, but after this video I'm going to solder that capacitor into this transmitter and make it permanent. But it works perfect. Before this fix, the only receiver that I could receive full-fledged stereo separation with was this Walkman from 1985. Was able to have no trouble with the stereo separation. On my stereo receiver, on the FM tuner, on my iPod Nano that is charging in that boombox, and the boombox itself, I almost sounded mono. It basically sounded like the speakers were like this, but it just wasn't stereo in my opinion. But after this fix, I am full-fledged stereo on pretty much every receiver, and after this video, I will post an actual demonstration video showing music and balance, and that will be a video that I don't care about if it gets taken down. But this video right here, I'm not going to include any music because I want it to be seen and not get taken down. But here is this jerry rig capacitor just sitting right there inside the transmitter. There's resistor 8, and the capacitor is just sitting underneath the pins. And there's the rest of the circuit there. I added that spring, which I put a little sheet of aluminum foil up in the top here. I'm guessing it's making a noticeable improvement on noise filtering or something. It's a cute little job there. But there is the capacitor. Sure if I can catch a number on the side. Actually, that's bare. This one has a number. I think, yeah, it says 27. I'm believing that's a 27 picofarad capacitor. But that's that. If any of you viewers watching this video had the same transmitter, you're just wondering and scratching your head like, what the hell? Why does my stereo range suck on this transmitter, you know? This is a fix to it. And I'm going to prove it in the next video with the music. I'm going to do the balance, move it to the left and the right, and you're going to literally hear that that when I throw the balance all the way to the left, it's music just on the left, and the right is just a slight bit of hiss. And after that, I'll remove the capacitor and then throw the balance to the left or the right, and you'll definitely hear the bleeding into the channels and stuff like that, and it's not full stereo separation. Anyways, we're cutting over 10 minutes here. Thank you guys for watching. And have a good one.